Today we're going to take a quick look at the CLVX1 keyboard for Mac. The company did send this over for me to check out and make this video. And right out of the box, I was pretty impressed by it. A little bit frustrated, if I'm honest, but I think I found the fix for it. So let me go ahead and show you what the keyboard looks like, first of all. So it comes in a really nice packaging. It does come with the keyboard, comes with the USB-C to USB-C cable here, so you can plug that right in. And so I have it plugged in, and that's how I'm running it, but you can run it with Bluetooth. So you can actually connect 3 different Bluetooth devices to it here. It does have an AI button, so if you long press this AI button and choose 1 through 9, that's kind of the level of learning that it will do for you as well. And then you do have a left and right button here, so if you just short press it for like 1 second, it will switch to left or right. And what that's going to do is going to prioritize the left hand or the right hand to be the trackpad. So you can move your mouse around with this keyboard, not by pressing hard, but just by moving your fingers, which I'm going to show you in a second. And that's kind of the magic behind this thing, which is pretty pretty wild. So you don't have to have a trackpad. So I have a trackpad. I've been using it for a long time, and this basically takes care of the trackpad and the keyboard. So anyway, you can prioritize it left or right out of the box. You have this whole area here where you can now move your hand or move your one finger. I'll say that one finger because I was trying to do two and it wasn't working, but it's one finger. You can move it around, and then and I'll show you that in just a second, and use this as your trackpad, which is pretty cool. Now, also, you do have this little slider here that is the brightness of the keyboard, and you can actually jump into the software of the keyboard, which I'm going to show you in the next little setup here, and show you some of that software. I haven't really dove into it too much, but this is a touchpad. Now you can long press this type button. The color here on the space bar will change. I don't know if you can really see that well on camera, but it'll change to blue, and this will actually change to green, and that just means this is in regular mode. Now if I move my fingers around on here, it doesn't move the mouse, and that's just regular like typing mode. Or I can long press it again, it will turn a different color, it'll turn white, and I don't know if the touch one will turn blue or not. And I did a firmware update right out of the box, so some of the functionality didn't seem like it was working that great. Yeah, that just changed to green. So it didn't really look like it was working that well. And then I did firmware update, and it kind of worked out a bunch of other stuff. So anyway, you do have some gestures that you can do on here for the trackpad. I'll show you that in a second. But then if you notice right here on the bottom, this is actually a left click, right click. So you do have your mouse clicks here if you want like a physical click. It says you could do like a touch, a light touch on it. I could not get the light touch to work, but I did get the hard touch to work. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, if that's still a feature or not. In the manual, it said it was, but I couldn't ever get it to work. So let me show you kind of what frustrated me a little bit. So this is the software. So first of all, you can do the touch on key software, and this will bring you in. And I'm actually going to start using the keyboard, and you should see the mouse moving. So I'll just click on the home screen. There you go. So there's a little home button. So this is going to be your current profile. So you'll see profile here, and I can set up different profiles. There's pointer, gestures, typing, battery. You can go through all kinds of stuff inside of here. They have a little community, all that fun stuff. Let me click over to gestures. I can do the 3-finger or the 4-finger gesture. So if I want to do the 3-finger gesture on a Mac, I use that quite often. I can do that as well, which is pretty cool. So then once again, I'm barely tapping. I'm not really pressing into the keyboard. I'm just kind of tapping around. So left slider, right slider, sensitivity, brightness, all that kind of fun stuff. You can come in here and customize everything that you want to with this, and it kind of gives you an effect preview there. Then you can jump into like your function keys and see all of that. Now, some of the stuff that I do quite a bit is I resize windows and I drag windows around. So if you want to drag this window, you just double tap and then hold, and then you can move the window. Now, this was a frustrating part for me to learn, but I will say this: anytime that I get something new, I take a little bit of time to have to learn it and get used to it. When I got my trackpad and put away the regular mouse, I had to learn all the gestures, how they worked, do tutorials and things like that. So if you pull it out of the box and you're kind of a little frustrated, just remember a couple things. One, it's one finger only. If I put 2 fingers, the mouse doesn't move. 1 finger, the mouse moves. If I double tap or tap with 2 fingers, This will give me the menu. So this is like a right click. And then if that's not working for you, just right click with this little mouse here and you can actually hear it click on the side. And then also if I want to resize the window, if I want to come here to the bottom right corner, resize, I'm going to double tap and then move it as well. Okay, once again, double tap with one finger and then hold it and then you can move it. So I'm still learning. Once again, a little bit of a learning curve. So to wrap this up, this thing has a lot of functionalities that I'm not going to go through in this video. You can see a lot of it in the listing. You can see even more of it in the instruction manual and also through this app. So a couple things I would say right out of the box. Make sure you update the firmware, just non-negotiable. Just don't even use it. Just go right to the software, make sure you get it, update the firmware. You're going to be way better off and it's going to be way more responsive to touches and gestures and everything else. As far as the physical touch of the keyboard, it's pretty quiet. It does have the scissor keys on it, so it is really nice. Nice aluminum build. I'll say the quality is top notch. If I'm just using it as a keyboard and I'm just typing somewhere with this, this thing is rock solid. The touchpad is very responsive. It does take a little time to get used to it, but everything else works perfectly fine. And I'm not really sure about the AI learning. I haven't really had this set up long enough to jump into all of that. But as far as everything else goes, I'm going to give this thing overall a thumbs up. I was a little bit skeptical right out of the box because I'm like, I don't know if I want to use a trackpad on my keyboard. But I definitely think this is awesome because I am constantly moving my, especially with videos, I'm constantly moving my trackpad in and out of this overhead camera that you see here. So for me, this solves a big problem. And it's one device, one piece of equipment that I have to work with, not multiple. So hopefully this video gives you a good idea of what comes in the box and how it works.